On the previous lesson, we learned how to publish for the first time our package into GitHub. So as you can see, this is the result, for instance, on our case that we are doing this tutorial. I just published it to our repository called website on the account Wago. So as you can see here, anyone, this is a public repository, so anyone can come here and actually browse the files that I have here and then actually look inside of it. So if you want to use public repositories, it works like this. If you use a private one, then of course you need to buy a license in GitHub. So on this lesson now, what we are going to learn is how can we actually import our package into a new project. So for instance, I have this package now created. Imagine that I have a lot of files here, right? And I want to, do a composer require on a new application, and then from there on start using it. So I'm not going to enter into much details in the GitHub because my focus is more on the Laravel part, but I just want to tell you about things here that call releases. And in this case, release is where you tag your code. In this case, you tag this version that you have here, this commit version, to be able to then be downloaded and imported by anyone that want to use the Wago/website package. But to give visibility about your package, you need to go to Packagist and open an account there. So Packagist is actually where you connect your composer repositories to be able to be discoverable by anyone that wants to import your package. So you just need to create an account. I'm not going by this part here. I'm just going to log in very quickly. As you can see already, Wago. And if you go here to my packages, you see that I don't have any package. So what I'm going to show to you is how can you connect Packagist with this package that we created here, the Wago/website. So for that, we go to submit, and then here you just copy the part. So I'm just going to remove this part. So you just copy the full path for your package, put it here, and you do check. Normally it says that, okay, there are some similar packages in case you are creating one that already exists. This is not the case, so I'm just going to submit. And from now on, Packagist imports all the data that we have here from my package into Packagist. So it will be able to be discoverable by anyone that wants to use my package. It also shows the dev master branch, extracts a lot of information from the composer.json, like who requires in dev, and the normal one, suggest, replace conflicts. And again, I'm not going to enter too much detail. The README is empty because, as you remember, just created a README that was empty. But I want to show you something here that it says this package is not auto-updated. Please set up the GitHub service hook for packages, and whenever you want to give a push, and then from there on you connect to, in this case, you connect your package. As soon as you do a commit, it immediately gets updated here, and also if you do a new branch, it gets updated here immediately. So for that, you go to GitHub. It explains to you how you go. So you go to settings, integration services, Packagist in GitHub, so you can connect. So that's exactly what we are going to do. So if I go here to settings and then integrations and services, I say add service, I write Packagist. I just need to log in again. Just give me a moment. There you go. And here it's where you connect your package to Packagist. So I'm going to write my user, and then the token is something that is private. So if you go here to my settings, on my profile, if you click here, it will show your token. So I'm not going to click here so it doesn't get recorded. Actually, I'm just going to pause the video to copy it, and then you need to put it here on this token, okay? So I'm just going to do this very briefly. Et voila, it's exactly what I just did. And it says, well, here gives a note. For now, it doesn't matter, we have the packages here. So if I click edit, you can do a test service. And when you do a test service, it sends a payload. And if you go now here to your package, this one, it doesn't show the message anymore, as you can see. Sorry, here. it doesn't show the message. So if that message that was saying here, that alert is cleared out, then you have your package synchronized with Packagist. Well, so now how can I import the package itself to a new project? So going back here to our code, let's just, we have this diagram here, right? So let's keep it here, no problem. I'm going just to close this project, and I have another one that I just, a blank one. So remove from projects and add the web app. So web app is just a blank Laravel project that I created to show to you. So if I go here and I do to my web app and I do composer, the way you get your package is composer require and then use Wago /website. Now if I do this and I click enter, look what this says. Give it a couple of seconds. It says that is requiring the dev master for Wago website. See, because on my package I said that the minimum stability was dev, then it extracts the version of the dev master. So what happened here on the left, I'm going to show to you. See, dev master 7005902 cloning. This is the commit version that I did. It locks the file. It's using the composer.log to update it, and in the vendor you'll now see that we'll have here a Wago website and our code is here. Beautiful, huh? Now if I execute, and that is what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to open here a new command. So if I execute now this website, cd web app, and I do a serve, and I go here, strangely it is not loading my service provider, as you can see, right? So let's just give it a moment. It's optimizing the auto load file. Here we go, and look what it says. It says discovered package, and then it gives 3 packages here. So when you run PHP artisan package discover, it shows the packages that Laravel is discovering. Okay, so it means that there is a way that you can configure your package, and I'm going to show this right away, that you don't need to bootstrap it in your config.app file. So let's first do that way, and then let's do on this automatic discovery mode here. So we go here to our config app, and we are going to do exactly what we did on when we were creating the package. So all I'm going to say is that I want to bootstrap the Wago /websites /providers /website service provider. Let me just make sure that I didn't make a mistake. So if I go here to Wago, website providers, and then website service provider. Very well. Now I can say, okay, so how does Composer knows where this namespace is located? Well, actually, when we do the Composer require, if you go here to the require C, it immediately places this dev master here, and from there on, it will understand where the package is located. So it means now that if I run again my page, I'm going to do an F5. Guess what? Is loading our service provider. Very well. So this is one way for you to load your package, and from now on, it's up to you to create any file here, bootstrapping in web service provider. You can, you can load your routes. You can load your views, you can load your translations, you can put your classes, put your middleware. Laravel allows you to create everything inside the package just by the fact that you namespace it the way you want, right? So this is something that you need to understand, is that you don't really need to use the directory structure that Laravel brings to you. You can, for instance, on my case, on my projects, I just create packages with all the code that I need. So in that case, then I use versioning to then import that package into my web application production environment. And from there on, you know what's happening. Basically, I update the code using, let's say, this kind of composer require or composer update. So here we load it that way. So what about this auto discovery? So auto-discovery is a way that Laravel has to discover a package, and then, in this case, not discover a package, discover the service provider to be loaded without you coming here and loading it via the config.app. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to remove this line here, and I'm going to do an update on my projects, on the other one. So I'm going to, well, I'm just going to add a folder here. In this case, the package tutorial, right? Here we go. So we have the package tutorial. So I'm going to go to packages, Wago, website, source, composer.json, website composer.json. And here I'm going to put some code that will allow us to make Laravel understanding that this package can be discoverable. So how do we do that? So we need to create a extra attributes, and here you need to pass the attribute Laravel. So Laravel will look for this tag, for this attribute here on this JSON file, and then you need to say that on the attribute providers, and here you will load, you will define the namespace for your service provider class. So in this case, Wago, sorry, my keyboard got a bit without the current layout. So websites, providers, and then websites, service provider. So when you do this, when you do the namespace, the full qualified namespace for your class, Laravel, when you will do a composer require and you load your package, it will actually not only load the package but also make it available to be discovered by Laravel and bootstrap it on your service provider by using this extra attribute that we have here. So what we need to do now, sorry, I just making a small mistake here because it's not an attribute because it's a collection. It's like this. What we have here is, besides this, now we need to do a commit on for the GitHub. So I'm just going to do, I'm going here to my GitHub desktop and do another commit. So as you can see, we change one file, we place here, and then you can write here, edit attribute to make the package discoverable by Laravel. You can write whatever you want. Commit to branch master, push to origin, in this case to the GitHub repository. And look what happens now. If I go back here to my GitHub website, it says 2 commits. So this commit was done, and now I have 2 commits. And if you go to composer.json, it shows what happened on the last commit. So added attribute to make the package discovered by Laravel. See, very well. So if you click here, you'll see that my code is already here. Very well. So from now on, I need to update this. So if I go here on this dev master, as you can see, we have a new commit token here. And in this case, if I do now composer update, I'll receive a new version of my package. Let's see, composer update on the web app. See, I'm on the web app. That's the new application that I'm creating. So I click enter, and well, it is also updated in Laravel Tinker, but the Wago website, see, is changing from the 700 to the 69886ED. And here we go. So actually there was an error here because it says, and this error is because of my DD. So actually he's already loading it, my the service provider, but because I have that DD there, so I'm just going here to my actually I'm going to put a new version, so I'm going to remove these and I'm just going to do I'm going to record it on the log. So I'm going to use the, let me write it again. I'm just going to, instead of having the DD, I'm going to write on the log. So like Wago website bootstrapped, and then we will check the log. So I'm saving it. So actually I'm changing, as you can see here, web app vendor on the top. So I'm actually changing directly on the vendor file, but I'm just going to see if it works. So package discover, and here we go, Wago website. See? So now let me do this change on the real package, and then we do then we do another composer update for you to see it again. So I'm going to providers, web service provider. So again, to my package, original package. I'm going to copy this line, save it, go back to my GitHub. So in changes in the service provider, commit to master, push to origin, come back to the packages to an F5, not yet. And here we go, D4. So a new version is placed, and I'm going to do another composer update on my web app to receive that info line. So it's updating dependencies, and here we go, Wago website. So if I go back to my first page, so we don't expect to see this anymore, right? So I'm going to do an F5, Laravel. And if I go to the web app, storage logs, Laravel, see, Wago website bootstrapped actually just right now at 9 p.m. So that's it. So we could be able to create a package, publish it to GitHub, place it on a Packagist, and be able to import it to a new web project just like we did just right now, and also may see how we can do updates on the package and receive the new versions. Now I just want to show you in 1 minute one last thing to complete this series. That is, how can you actually create a release? So as you can see, we are using the dev master, right? But what about if we want to really create a release and not using the dev master all the time? So we go to the releases here and you create a release. So you tag it, like in my case, I don't know, 0.001 target, and just put it here, test release, or for instance, I'm just going to call it alpha release. And I say you can mark it as a pre-release, non-production ready, so we get information about this. In my case, I'm going to put it, but it doesn't matter for our example here. In the right, you see it gives some semantic versioning examples, so you can write it like 001 or V001. Says again, some good tag names will be V1.0 or V2.3.4. If the tag is not meant for production, added a pre-release version of the version name. Some good names will be like V0.2 alpha. So actually I'm going to copy paste this one here and just put 0.1 alpha, and I write public release. There we go, alpha release v0.1 alpha. Okay, so if I go now here to my packages and on F5, see it says v0.1 alpha. So it's no longer pointing to the dev master, but to this new release v0.1 alpha. So I guess you know what's going to happen now when I do composer update, right? It starts reading, and then it says this package has been modified. Sorry. So it's discarding, it's checking out to the version 173bf. And as you can see here, the version 1.3bf is exactly this alpha release. So again, it points out to the branch that you are to the tag, to the release that you are creating. And this, again, you can create as much as you want. You can take them out from alpha versions or from non-productive, and it will always, all the web applications that will use your package will actually start using this release here and not the development package version that you have here. And that's it. Hope you can create a lot of packages and have fun with it. Bye bye. See you on the next lesson.